This video is brought to you by Steam-Forged Games and their upcoming Kickstarter for Animal Adventures, the Faraway Sea, and by the Deck of Many and their animated spell cards. Hello and welcome to the Gallant Goblin. We recently took a look at Summoned Creatures Set 1 from WizKids, and it was honestly a pretty random hodgepodge of minis, one of which couldn't be summoned at all in 5e to my knowledge, but obviously, if they were minis you needed, it was a perfectly fine set. This is set 2, and it's another pretty random grab bag, but many thanks to WizKids for sending it to us to review with you. Let's see if it's a set of minis that you want to add to your collection. But before we jump in, I just wanted to remind you that we now have 2 Fight Your Mini supplements on dmsguild.com right now. One is for the Snowy Owlbear over here, and the other one is for the Tomb Tapper. These are awesome 5e supplements that will help you get the most out of your minis with new NPCs, new items, new encounters, and a whole bunch more. It's all fully illustrated. Check it out now at dmsguild.com and in the link in the video description below. Now let's see what's in our summoning circle today. Let's start with our elementals, and these may look a little bit familiar to you. It appears that these are based on the original model that we first saw in the Nolzur's Unpainted line, and later with another pose in the Fangs and Talons set not that long ago. Well, these are a slightly different sculpt that's a tad smaller than those Fangs and Talons elementals, though they retain the large size bases. We'll show you comparisons of each with our new ones on the left and the Fangs and Talons ones on the right. Now, elementals are certainly summoned pretty frequently, so it fits the theme. And I don't really mind getting a variety of sculpts, as they do sometimes appear in groups. The next elemental is fire. One thing that these new minis do that I appreciate is that they all have better defined eyes, though they're still quite subtle, especially on the fire elemental here. You'll also notice that the paint job on each of them is a little bit different than those Fangs and Talons ones, so they do look rather distinct on the battle map. Each of these basic elementals has a CR5 stat block in the basic rules. Our last elemental is the kind of funny looking earth elemental. I don't know why this one cracks me up as much as it does. It just looks like he wouldn't be too out of place in an episode of Fraggle Rock. The size difference between the old and new elementals is perhaps most pronounced on the earth elemental here. Most of these Fangs and Talons elementals are available on the aftermarket at the time of filming here for about $5 to $7 each. They were all uncommons in that set. No love for the water elemental in this set for some reason. Now, the Couatl here gives me the opportunity to give you a little warning. Getting these fragile minis out of the hard plastic packing shell can be a little bit of a challenge. I broke my little Couatl here off his base when I was trying to get him out of the packaging, so he may look a little differently situated on his flying stick than yours if you get one, as I had to glue him back together. So be really careful when you're removing these from the packaging. The Couatl here is a CR4 Celestial in the basic rules. We previously had Couatl minis in the Tomb of Annihilation set and the Pathfinder Battles Jungle of Despair set. The Green Hag is perhaps the most inexplicable inclusion in this set, as Green Hags aren't exactly known for being summonable creatures. Fangs and Talons also had a Green Hag mini, which makes me think that this set was born from some unused designs from Fangs and Talons, though who can really say. Green Hags are known to lair in dark forests and evil bogs, and they love reveling in other people's tragedies. I do rather like this one. We don't have too many Satyr minis. There was a pair in the Mythic Odyssey of Theros set, and one way back in Monster Menagerie 1, but that's about it. A Satyr could be useful if your resident caster uses a summon Fey spell. The creature it summons has its own designated stat block, but you can make it look like any Fey creature you want, so why not a Satyr? Though it's a tad big for the stat block's small size designation. That's just a minor thing though. So again, it's an odd set of creatures. To me, it feels like they had some random sculpts that they didn't really have a place for anywhere else, so they put these sets together to get them out the door, which is fine. It may have something to do with the disruption that COVID had on WizKids' plans last year. I don't know. Since each set doesn't really have a cohesive theme, it comes down to how much you need the figures included. Very curious to hear your thoughts about these sets in the comments section below. Summoned Creature Set 2 here has an MSRP of $39.99 and is expected to be conjured in July 2021. Our friends at the Deck of Many have launched their pre-order campaign for their new animated reference cards, and this is probably going to be the cheapest way to get them outside of Kickstarter. They now have animated spell reference cards for 5e spells from cantrips all the way up to 9th level spells, plus they have animated condition cards, animated townsfolk, NPCs, and more. They even have cards with awesome animations on the front and a blank back so that you can make cards for your homebrew or non-open game license spells. Check out the sale now at animatedspells.com. Finally, thank you to Steamforged Games and their upcoming Kickstarter for Animal Adventures the Faraway Sea. I am so excited to get the next book in the Animal Adventures line. This series allows you to play as awakened dogs and cats in a brand new setting that fits right into your regular D&D games. You can play as all sorts of dogs and cats, and the Faraway Sea book will introduce you to a ton more like orangutans and red pandas. Plus some awesome new minis by mini master Russ Charles, who did the minis for Critical Role. The Kickstarter launches on July 20th, and you don't want to miss out on the Kickstarter exclusive baby kraken mini here. That's Animal Adventures the Faraway Sea. Click that link in the video description below to be notified when it launches. And thank you for watching today. Come join our Patreon family at patreon.com/thegallantgoblin. You can check out our shirts and tank tops and hoodies and other merch at gallantgoblin.com/shop. Liking the video here helps other people find us, and be sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything. Click the little bell icon to be notified when we drop new videos. Come join the conversation on our Discord server, and you can join us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. For now, stay safe, have fun, love each other, and I'll see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.